18 months ago we built this. Our outside garden room came with absolutely everything from the roof to the floor, windows, doors, you name it, it came with it. The only thing I did inside was to insulate it and add some stud wall. Now I did a video on how I insulated it, but I didn't do one on how I attached the stud wall to the outside or interior walls that are going to expand and contract. Now, I've had quite a lot of questions on this, on how I did it, and to be perfectly honest with you, the inside of that wall is amazing. There has been no cracks, no damage, no nothing to the inside of the walls. So let me show you how I attach my stud work to our outside garden room. Hey up, you're right. If you haven't already, please do like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. So let me show you exactly what I used to prevent any damage to the plaster on the inside of our garden room. Now bear with me, you are going to have to use your imagination when it comes to this. I've had to put a mock-up of my stud wall. You've just got to imagine that that is a complete wall that goes all the way along there. That is the timbers, that's the 4x2s or whatever you want to use on the inside. They're the bracey bits that go in the middle to prevent it moving and all that sort of jazz. So imagine that that is a complete stud that goes all the way along that wall. Have you done that? Have you? Yeah, well let me show you exactly what I did. So you've used your imagination. This stud completes the whole wall, fills it from one side to the other, okay, top to bottom, and away you go. First thing I did, get the wall flat up against the wall, then I screwed the stud to the floor. Like so. So that whole stud now is attached to the floor just there. I went along and put screws all the way along the bottom of the floor, so the stud is attached to the floor. What you could do is just screw it straight to there. That's what you could do if you wanted to, but if you do that, these panels expand and contract more than what you think. You will be surprised as to how much they do expand and contract. Now if you attach that to there, let's say with a screw going straight into that piece of timber there, you're not giving it room to expand and contract, okay? So you're just screwing it to it, and then the wood then is going to bow and buckle out, and you're going to have some real issues. So this is what I used. An adjustable bracket. Purchased these from Wickes for £1 each. There you go. Adjustable angle bracket, 100 by 55 by 30 millimeters. Now originally I got some of these from Screwfix, but I just didn't think there would be enough movement inside that bracket, okay, for the expansion and contraction. Now it did help that those was going in two different directions, so you could put the bracket on either way. I just didn't think there'd be enough room in that slot, so I went with the bigger angled bracket just there, and let me show you how I attach them to the stud. Now because of the angles of that, I wasn't able to attach it to the uprights like that, otherwise I'd just be in the same boat, okay? I needed the longer slot to be going vertical like that, so I had to attach it to the braces in the middle, okay? So the first thing I did was to attach the bracket to the stud work. There we go. Screw that in like so. One. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. I hope you like my Christmas jumper as well. It is a Back to the Future Christmas jumper that my wife got me, and probably one of the best presents she ever has. So the bracket's attached to the stud, okay? Next thing I needed to do was attach the brackets to the walls. Now I didn't use a conventional screw when it's tapered in to the bottom of the screw. I used these little domed ones, okay? So it's nice and flat at the bottom. So I use these because what my thinking was, if I put that screw in the center when I'm building it, I built it in the summer, so it should be the right conditions for doing it. When it expands, it's going to move up. When it contracts, it's going to move down, and it's going to move freely inside that bracket. So whatever the temperature is, and humidity and atmospheric pressures and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be able to move up and down as it needs to, allowing all the exterior of the walls to go up and go down and do what it needs to do. What you don't want to do is over tighten your screw inside that bracket. You want to be able to let it expand and contract and move freely inside of there. So don't go crazy over tightening it. You've no need to. If you feel like you need to put a washer or something like that on there just to make sure for definite that it's not going to snag on anything, just drop a washer on, okay, and then that'll fit perfect in there, and it'll be able to move up and down nice and freely, okay. Plus also, what you've not got to worry about, if you're not over tightening it, it won't move, because you're going to put your stud all the way along there, then your other wall's going to go that way. Effectively you're making a cube, and you can join that wall and that wall together, okay. I only used 3 brackets per side of the walls, okay. So on this wall I used 3 brackets, 1 at either end, 1 in the middle. I didn't use any brackets lower down. Remember, it's attached to the floor. Didn't want to use too many brackets because I didn't want it to cause any issues. If any of the screws started to snag, the more brackets I thought, the more issues that might arise. So I only used 3 brackets, and that is probably at the height that I used them as well, which is probably 5 foot shoulder height for me. I'm just under 6 foot. So there we go, 1 bracket in the middle, 1 either end, and it has worked absolutely amazing. So I will show you the inside of a garden room just to prove to you that the walls have not cracked. Plus I can also show you, because it is winter, it's Christmas Eve, and I can show you that it has expanded. Okay, I'm going to show you it's expanded, and I'm going to show you that there's no cracking at all. So welcome to the inside of our garden room. It's nice and warm in here. Somebody's left radiator on. They're the walls. Excuse the dirt, but when there's 2 boys coming in here, what do you expect? That's what it looks like on the inside. No issues whatsoever. If there were going to be any problems, you'd think they'd be in the walls, but there is none whatsoever. There you go. Can you see any cracks in there? No, you can see plenty of dirt in there, don't get me wrong. Laptops and stuff. No cracking, nothing near the doors, nothing near the windows. Now you would think that that would be where the problems would arise, but there has been absolutely none, nothing in the corners. For me, that's where the issues would be, in the corners, and probably where the joints are in the plasterboard, 1 there and 1 there, and there is absolutely nothing on that side as well. It's absolutely perfect inside here. Now let me just show you how much it does expand and contract. So in the summer, what I did, I put a little pencil mark on there just to see exactly how much that goes up, and it's probably gone up about 10 mil. Okay, so that's how much it has gone up and down. The ceiling is not attached to the walls, that is completely separate. These panels are not attached to that wall. So even if you plasterboard it, what you want to try and do is not attach one to the other, because if you attach one to the other, it's going to go up and it's going to come down, and you're going to have a lot of problems there. In the summer, give it a couple of months, that'll come back down. You're not going to see any of that. So what I could do, if I wanted to hide that and prevent you seeing that, I could put some angled plastic on if I wanted to, that comes down there at a little 90 degree, so when it does go up and down, you're not going to see it. So I think you'll agree with me that the brackets have worked absolutely perfect, and as they should. There has been no cracking at all in any of this plaster on the inside. So happy days. So there we go. That is how I attached our studs to the inside of our garden room using these £1 brackets from Wickes. And it's worked absolutely brilliantly, as I've shown you. Just like how I insulated it using that foiled bubble wrap stuff, and then the rolled insulation. That's worked well as well. I've had a lot of people commenting that you're going to be covered in mould in a year. Well, I've had none. Nothing. Absolutely zilch mould wise. So if you're a so-called expert, you're talking out your arse. Just like the people who said this might not work. Well, it has worked, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it, you knob. So that is it for today. I'll see you next time. Ta-da, see you later, bye-bye, see you there. Whoop.